Who's here? Oh, got a very mismatched outfit on, but anyway. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Chrislyn. Hi, Dylan. Hi, Don't Stop Believing. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Moonlight. Hi, Christina. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Lynn. Hi, HM. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Renee. Got some mark on my glasses. I can't see. Hello, hello, hello. Yesterday, I was talking to my friend, and while she was talking to me, she kept stopping to tell me, "You just look so pretty." Oh, Cindy. Love that. Hi, Loz. Last week I had a wobble regarding SP, uni, work, and other matters, but I tried my hardest not to allow 3D to rattle me, so I burned to visualize as much as possible, turn my focus to applying to my dream job instead of focusing on SP and his antics. And I felt like I was on cloud nine for a while, and all in one day, I was rejected by 2 companies I applied to. And don't worry, darling. And what? Where's the rest of it, HM? Don't worry, darling. Take it as a bridge of incidents that wasn't meant to be the company you're meant to be with, or it's just your old thoughts playing out. Don't let it throw you, okay? Or see yourself working in one of those companies and really, really visualize that. Don't let it throw you, guys. Sometimes the 3D will show you, present to you something that looks so fucked up, and you're like, I was been working so hard, but you've got to remember how long you were thinking the other shit before. If you're really focused on job stuff before and your thoughts weren't so great about the job market, then that's playing out right now. So don't worry about it, and your new thoughts will start to sink in, and then that will play out. You understand? Hi, Loz. I'm online dating. I can attract them, but they say many of my information. Then I get them to meet me in person. Any suggestions? Then I can get them to meet me in person. Any suggestions on what block that might be? You can't get them to meet you in person, you mean? You mean you can't get them to meet you in person? Is that what you're trying to say, Guy? Darling, you've got a story that you can't get them to meet in person, that you have great chats, but you never meet in person. So stop telling that story. I go on so many dates. I go out with so many people every week that I literally, my calendar's full. I'm having to double date. I'm having to go on one date with one girl or one guy and one date with another girl or guy every night. I'm double dating. There's so many dates. You've got a story that it's hard to get them on the actual date, so that will be. Stop saying that. Had moved me yesterday. SP texted me yesterday after a month of no contact. I didn't even like typing that because I don't want to repeat the old story. But nice combo. It didn't continue on his end, but I'm trying to give it a good meaning. Well, that's wonderful, Lynn. After a month of no contact, give it excellent meaning. And guys, listen, what you got to understand is when you've had no contact for a long time and they contact you, don't expect contact the next day. Think about how long you haven't been contacting each other. Think they're playing hard to get. They don't want to look too keen. They don't want to fuck it up. Give it that meaning rather than, oh, he hasn't texted me the next day. I'm expecting to go back to normal straight away. Sometimes slowly catch you monkey about the text kind of progression. Okay, you've got to think that way and don't freak out if you've gone from 1 month of not talking and then the next day you're like, where is it? Think, okay, this might take a week, or that's fine. I'll get on with my life. Fluff in front of my face. The video of Loz screaming while we wait for the live is the best thing ever, lol. Oh, me going, yay, yay. Oh, it took me so long to put that together. But I've noticed when I'm editing in Final Cut Pro, whenever my arms are up in the air, it must be a success story. So I just go to that bit and cut it. But I actually only used, I think, 8 lives to put that together. Out of the hundreds of lives I've done, those success stories were only from 7 or 8 lives. Isn't that amazing that we had that much success? Especially SP success was what I was focusing on in that video, just in those 8 lives. And that was only a fraction of them. Like, can you imagine if I sat there and had to do every single live we've ever had? I might get an editor just to do that and just go through and find all the success stories, because it's so encouraging to see how much success we've had in the group. It's just crazy. A lot of people don't go over to the Facebook group, and because I'm not a bragger and I don't stick stuff all over my community page on YouTube, you guys think I don't have any if you don't watch my live, so you don't go to the Facebook group. People must think, oh, that girl has no success. Have you been to the group? Where am I? Everyone that's doing self-concept at work and putting in the work, please do not confess you must be doing something wrong. It's a swirling toilet bowl that you do not want us to come to. Persist. Let's see, yes. Don't say you're doing something wrong. Absolutely don't say you're doing something wrong. If you're working on it, you're doing something right, aren't you? It's like going to the gym. You can't expect to start lifting weights and start a regime and a week later your butt's all toned. It doesn't work that way. Lois, if we're in charge of how people show up in our lives, does that mean if people show up unfavorably that we don't to deal with it? I'm confused. That we don't have to deal with it? No, of course you don't have to deal with it. Like on your live earlier, you mentioned about people sharing your course and not seeing your worth. How do we handle that? I just decide that those people don't exist in my reality anymore, and that nobody comes into my reality anymore that doesn't see my worth, and I don't have that kind of problem. You know what I mean? I'm just like, forget those people. Next, rather than me focusing on it. Oh, these people don't see my worth. No, no, I'm not focusing on those people. Those people don't see my worth. They're out of here. See you later. You're not in my group. You're not part of my following. You're taken off the email list. You're not getting anything from me anymore if you don't value me. Goodbye. You don't value me? See ya. Right? I'm valued. I'm valued. It has to be a change in me. If I have a story that people don't value me, if I have a story that people are cheap, that's how they'll turn up. So, me removing the people from the group is me dealing with the 3D right now. I don't want to see that anymore. Yeah. And then focusing on the new story of me being worth more. So if there's something in your 3D you don't like, take yourself away or say, I don't like this right now. This doesn't feel good. Remove yourself and then focus on the new thoughts of you that are against that situation. You don't have to put up with it. I don't have to put up with a whole lot of fucking cheap ass bitches in my Facebook group trying to rip me off. See you later. Sorry, you're not in my group anymore. You don't get the privilege of my teachings. Go and pay somebody else who's charging 5 times what I charge for their course, and then discover that they're only ripping me off and don't know how to teach this. And then you'll come begging back to get in my group, like some of them have done. Oh my God, yeah, I paid $400 and something for a course that was basically just a workbook with 20 pages and it was all pictures. And she said she was going to go live with us, and she went live for an hour and then asked us for an extra $50. And I'm like, if you're falling for these bitches and you don't value me, I don't know what to tell you. So I dealt with it in 3D and then changed my thinking. That's what you guys need to do. The real deal, my SP and I see each other regularly, but now as just friends. He chose third party last year. My shit self concept, I agreed to just friends on fear. What'd you do that for, Sandra? God damn it, darling. Okay, I'm reading your super chat. Is there more to this? Is there an arrow that goes, okay, is there the rest of this? Hang on, Sandra. I'm going to go down because you must have written something else because you've written an arrow. Where's the rest of it? Is there more, darling? Where's the rest? Look, if you agree to things that you don't want, okay, this is what I used to do when I didn't feel worthy. I would agree to friends of benefits when I didn't really want it. I would convince myself that that's what was okay when it really wasn't what I wanted. I would be with someone, split up with them, and then go to friends with benefits and sleep with them for another 5 years, thinking that was all right when previously they were my boyfriend. I would hook up with a friend and then go back to friendship, thinking that was what I was going to do to keep them in my life. I would keep them as a friend, even though I really wanted the relationship. That's about you feeling unworthy, not enough, not good enough, not prioritized, not chosen. And the more you think those thoughts, the more you'll get yourself in those situations, Sandra. And you'll literally say what you don't want just to keep the person in your life because you don't feel worthy of having them in the other way, like in a relationship. In situations where I've done that, if I had literally stuck to my guns and changed my worth and seen myself as the girlfriend, none of those situations would have ever happened to me. And I would have never had got myself in a situation where I had to say, yeah, I'm okay with friends with benefits for now. Let's just sleep with each other now. Or let's just be friends now. That's about you, Sandra. So what are you doing to change the just friends title in your mind to feeling worthy of the actual relationship based on your self-concept? Tell me. So what's your actual question? Because you need to change all of that thinking. You need to go and use my sleep tape, that I'm a priority sleep tape and that I'm chosen sleep tape, and use the affirmations in that. Because if you're verbalizing that you're okay with things you're not okay with, then you've really got to change your self-concept about you feeling unchosen and not good enough and putting the person on a pedestal perhaps. Okay, so tell me a bit more, darling. Don't super chat me again, just tell me more. Hang on, guys, where am I? Remember to like the live, guys. Oh, thank you, Sarah. My original SP reached out today for the first time since August to see how I was doing and tell me like my Halloween costume. Can't blame him. I looked hot. Oh, Sarah. For the first time since August. Love it. Hello, Loz. How you been? I'm great, darling. Screaming Loz loved it. Oh, liked it already. Oh, thank you. Do you believe that you can directly ask your subconscious mind for answers? Yes, I do sometimes. Like the author who asked for the title of his book, Napoleon Hill, I think it was, yes. I've actually had a script come to me overnight, and I've woken up in the middle of the night, a script I did for a YouTube comedy channel, and I wrote it word for word, and I never changed a word of it. And it came to me in the middle of the night like Napoleon Hill. I didn't know what to do with this, the first video, and I was like, And then it just came to me, and I literally didn't change it. It was like perfect. And I wrote it down. I was like, my God, that was perfect. I didn't actually ask my mind. I was just pondering and pondering, and it gave me the answer. But you can absolutely ask, like Napoleon Hill did. Yes. What affirmations have you been saying? Yes, Sarah. What affirmations have you been saying? The answer will depend on what is already in your subconscious mind. Yes, but also, guys, sometimes you don't know what's in there, and that's why it's good to ask. Like when I did my past life regression hypnosis, the answers that came from my subconscious mind about me were so profound. I wrote them down after I had the recording, and I stuck them on my wall so I could read them every day, because it was every answer I ever needed about me. It was all there. It's all there already. You just don't know. The answer is in you all along. The power is in you all along, guys. That's why I'm saying it's nothing to do with the universe. It's all you. Every answer you need is in you. How I manifested this. What are you talking about, Lila? How you manifested what? I missed it. I have no idea what you're talking about. Write it again. Hi, Dylan. It's been months since I complained because I don't want to affirm. I've been here for a year doing all the right things and still manifesting SP. I see him lovingly. Maybe the course will help. Living in the end with new self-concept for him to reach out. Look, guys, I know time is a bastard. And I know if you've been trying to manifest a person for a year and nothing's occurred, I don't want to scare you and say, oh, you're doing it wrong. But what you need to do is sit down and go, really, how much of this time have I been really changing the story? Or how really strong was the story before that might still be playing out? So in my case with my old SP, I know that the story of us together was so strong of me not being chosen and me being second best because he was currently married when I met him and divorcing, but still separated. And she became such a huge part. It was like there were three people in the relationship, and all we ever spoke about was the dramas going on with her because she was a fucking Looney Tune. Okay. And there was so many dramas that it was like she was a constant presence in our relationship. Now, if I look at what happened after we split up and me manifesting him back, there was a whole year of shit still playing out. So by the time I actually got to the point where that was no longer playing out, I actually didn't want him anymore. Right? But that was playing out for a long time afterwards. So Dylan, think about how long it might be still playing out. And that's why things haven't moved in your reality visually for you to see, because stuff was still playing out. So it's not you doing anything wrong. It's that you were thinking stuff for a long time before. And if you're really honest, you'll notice what you were thinking before. And that might still be playing out. And that's all it is. And yes, the course will help you. But you know what you're doing. It's just maybe the time is throwing you now. And you're thinking, have I done something wrong? You haven't done anything wrong. It's just still playing out. The boy is putting in my hand. Oh, Sarah, I love that. I've been working on me and my core beliefs. Very rare do I affirm for him, as I've gotten to a point where I don't think about him much. If he does, I just remind myself he's mine. Wonderful, Sarah. And he's putting in your hands now. Wonderful. What up, buttercups? Oh, Pebble. Hi, Laws. About to buy the course. Oh, wonderful. I found myself in a bit of an anxious state today, and I tried affirming through it, but it wasn't helping. Any tips? This happened at work. Okay. So in my new course, guys, I'm going to have a lot of coping tools, okay, because I know a lot of you get in a spiral or get anxious or whatever. In the meantime, before my new course comes out, make sure you use my anti-anxiety meditation, darling, whenever you're feeling like that. It's on my YouTube in the meditations folder. It's playlist. And use it, and use the affirmations at the very end. Even just jump to the last 7 minutes and just use those affirmations. I am calm. I am serene. I am in control. I control the feelings I feel. They do not run me. Start saying those over and over and over if ever you get in that state. I had to talk to my dog the other day when she was anxious. She was shaking. She had an ear infection, and I didn't know. And I was trying to figure out what was wrong with her. And I was just saying, you're so calm. You're so serene. You can sleep through the night. You can breathe so easily. You're so calm now. And I was looking her in the eyes and like calming her down. Eventually she went to sleep. Otherwise, she would have been like that all night. And I was like, fuck. And I had to like affirm for her and see her differently and see her calm. And imagine having a lovely, calm sleep. I was imagining going to have a lovely, calm sleep in a minute and her breathing's going to slow down. Oh, calm. And I was imagining that. And then she changed and then she was fine. So by the time I took her to the vet, there was nothing wrong with her. And he was like, what's wrong? And I was saying, well, yesterday she was doing this because she'd already recovered, right? But she still had technically something wrong, but she'd calmed down, right? I like EF tapping to regulate my nervous system and calm me down in an anxious state. Yes, I could also have that in the course too. So self-concept affirmations, I would look at past relationships and look at what happened and then write an affirmation that was the opposite of it. Yes. Not chosen then becomes everyone wants me. Yes. But it's also about your own self-concept. You've got to think, well, okay, if I wasn't chosen by them in the relationship, what's that got to do with what I think of me? Not necessarily what you thought of them or what you thought of the relationship. What do you think of me? What do you think of me? Oh, well, I think there's something wrong with me. Therefore, I feel like I won't be chosen by him. So it's actually not about him or the relationship. It was what I already brought to the relationship, feeling not enough. And then he didn't choose me because I already feel that about myself, think that about myself from childhood. That's what my course is about. Identifying that it's got fucking nothing to do with them, guys. And you've got to think, my triggers are my own. Where are they coming from? My story is my own. The story I'm making up about them, I came up with. Where am I coming up with that? Oh, that's about me and my concept of myself in life. Mhm. Lots of videos on YouTube for guide tapping. Yes, there's Brad Yates is really good. EFT tapping. Hi, there's more forward movement with SP. He's planning his birthday and realized that all the planning I did last year that he took for granted and called me a superstar. So sweet. Oh, wonderful, Rihanna. Also, he texted me good morning after I affirmed he would. He's being so sweet, and I know I have to keep persisting in my self-concept affirmation so I don't get down on myself. If he texts, it'll dry. Don't even anticipate he's going to text, it'll dry. I know it's my thinking affirmations to help him persisting. Thank you, Loz. Oh, that's wonderful. So to help him persisting, Brianna, know that you've got movement and keep it going with not thinking it's going to be dry, not thinking he's going to pull away, not thinking it's going to go back to the way it was. No old thinking. For those who have started done Loz's course, I had a bit of a meltdown. Do not despair. It took a break for a few days, regrouped and went back to it. Oh, wonderful, Lisa. Not wonderful that you had a breakdown, but this could happen if you've had a lot of trauma, but it does get easier. Self-knowledge is truly powerful. Persist, do the work, meet yourself halfway. Trust me. Look, guys, some people are having that reaction because what the course is about is bringing out your old subconscious thought that you didn't know you were thinking. And that might trigger you and that might make you feel sad or lost or anxious or confused or something after you do the assessment. Do take a break. Don't try and do this course all in one day, please. Some people are taking like 2 weeks to do it. Some people are even scared to start it. Please don't be scared to start. The whole point is to start. Just start. And if you need to take a little break, and I'm not trying to anticipate that you guys are going to get upset by it, but sometimes it does bring up old feelings. That's the point. And that's why in my next course, I'll have a lot more coping modes, coping mechanisms for you guys so that if you do feel that way, I didn't quite anticipate how much people would feel that way and didn't put enough, I think, in the course for you to cope. I should have just put one little coping thing. I did put a trigger flipper, but I would have liked to put a recording in there for you. So in the meantime, use the anti-anxiety meditation on here. And then I will have in the next course a whole lot of coping things. Not just about the course, but about, coping with the 3D, coping with life, coping with feeling unworthy, coping with third parties, etc. A little girl came trick-or-treating, kept telling me how pretty I was last night, so I gave her extra candy. Oh, Sarah, I love that. Hey, guys, love the success stories in the intro. Oh, thanks, Jamie. Oh, I didn't get yours in there. I should have. I know it's by thinking any affirmation. Okay. Hi, Loz. SP broke up with me because his mother doesn't approve of me. No, that's just a story you've got. Even though I've never met her yet, it's just a story you've got. Should I affirm for him back or his mum to love me? Both, darling, because fuck's sake, where are you getting that story from? You've got a story that you're not enough. Therefore, someone in your reality is going to think you're not enough. So, are you from the wrong side of the tracks and they're really wealthy? You didn't go to university, but he did. She wants a kind of girl that's the same ethnicity as him, blah, blah, blah. Whatever the story is that you've made up in your head about her has to do with you feeling unworthy and not enough as you are. That's how you came up with that fucking story. And that's why it came out of her mouth. It's not what she actually thinks. It's what you made her think because you reflected that thought out. I'm not enough for your son. I'm not enough for him. I'm not enough. And then she says it. Whether it's him or her, you put it there. So what is your story about you or why you're not enough? Tell me. Because it's got nothing to do with the mum, just so you know, Camille. Nothing to do with her or him. So what's your story about you as to why you're not enough for someone and why you're not worthy of love? What's the story? Tell me and I'll help. Hey, Loz, I started my new job as full-time researcher at the university yesterday after repeating over the last few months that I'm a full-time researcher at the university. Keep persisting. Oh, I mean, wonderful. Hooray. Oh, you did that. Congratulations. Hi, Paula. Hello, Loz. I'm feeling really depressed. If I think of the new thoughts for most of the day, will my state and thoughts change over time? Yes, darling, that's how you got depressed in the first place, because of your thinking. I'm doing the work because I don't ever want to feel this way anymore. Guys, listen, depression is just being numb and neutral, okay, and just can't do anything. Anxiousness is worrying about the future. Depression is mostly focusing on the past. Guys, new thinking gets rid of all that. I went through years of therapy. Nothing changed my depression or anxiety until I started affirming and thinking new thoughts. That's all affirming is. Please do it. Yeah, you made it. Yes, Victoria. Hi, Loz. I asked my SP if he would want to go to a concert for a musician we both like, and he said he would like to go if he could get the time off. How can I make it happen? Just decide you go, darling. Decide, see yourself at the concert. See yourself having fun. See yourself turning around, cheering with him at the concert. Okay. My old SP told me he couldn't see me on my birthday once, and I just imagined us sitting at a restaurant looking at a view and us out together. I just said, okay. And then it happened exactly how I imagined, except I didn't imagine the part where I was hungover and throwing up in the toilet. Hi, Lois. I told you I ended it Friday. At least I think he did. I told you he ended it Friday. At least I think he did. He didn't actually say the words. Ugh, Carly, you're just dreaming up a whole lot of shit that didn't even happen. I stopped responding before it got there. We didn't speak all weekend. Then yesterday I was affirming that he loves me and wants to talk to me, and he reached out within an hour. Yeah, because he probably didn't even break up with you, darling. You just had a whole lot of shitty thoughts about yourself. But basically went away again. Yeah, because you're doing that. He sent a good morning message this morning, but that's it. I've now written down, why are you fucking up your own reality? That I've been helpful in his recovery because I know I caused him to go this way with fears I was getting in his way. Is that good? I just keep telling myself that I was good for him. Carla, why are you fucking up your own manifestation? It's going well, and then you're anticipating it's going to go bad. You're anticipating they're breaking up. You're literally fucking it. I caused him to go this way with fears I was getting in his way. Yes. Is that good? Yes. Just keep telling myself I was good for him. Why don't you start deciding you're good for you? Carla, are you focusing on you or just focusing on him? Oh, he's recovering. He's got a whole lot of issues. I'm the cause of that. I was good for him. I help him. I help him. It's all about him. Him. Hope he texts me. Is he going to text me? Carla, have you fucking focused on your self-concept as to why you need to even help him? Focus on him, all about him, his issues, him. Why is this all about him? You're basing your whole entire existence. Has he texted me today? No, he hasn't. Is he? Oh no, what does this mean? Oh, yesterday was good. Tomorrow's bad. Oh, maybe it'll go bad tomorrow. Stop. Go back to the basics. Why the fuck am I freaking out about the smallest little text message? Why am I focusing on him? Why am I making this all about him? Oh my God, what's my self-concept? I've not listened to a word Loz says. Yes, do all that, but in all of that, I haven't heard anything about you and why you're even thinking that way, Carla. What happened to you as a child that makes you think you're not going to get the love you need, and 1 minute they're going to be there, the next minute they're not, and 1 minute you have to help, and the next minute they're going to pull away. Did you have an alcoholic dad or something? What the fuck is going on here? Because it ain't got nothing to do with your SP. Tell me. Persistent news story only, and cutting out anyone who is all complaining and stuck in the old story of any kind. Cut out anyone who's complaining, please. Literally, I walk away from people, or I say, stop talking. Hey, I was manifesting a relationship with SP while also manifesting the same college as SP. I had to drop a year, but if I go to the same college, she might think I'm a stalker. What to do? Why are you doing a whole lot of shit in 3D? I know that's a fear of mine. What should I do? Doesn't matter what you do, guys. You can turn up at the same college, my crazy ex-girlfriend style and be like, hello. And then they'll be like, oh my God, she's a fucking stalker. Or they'll think you're great, depending on your thinking. If you think it's stalkerish, they'll think you're a stalker. If you think they're going to love it, they'll love it. It's your thinking that matters. Hello, my SP just texted me after 6 months no contact. She wants to see me this weekend. Oh, Morgan, after 6 months no contact. What were you doing? Tell us. Hooray. What were you doing, Morgan? So, Sandra, tell me more after your super chat, darling. I am manifesting for my business and SP. Is it okay to manifest multiple things at a time? Yes, darling. I feel like I have 3 main manifestations. That's great. Perfect. When I first started talking to SP, he was interested in having kids. I don't know about kids. I didn't really want them. Asked him today about kids, and he said he no longer wants them. Did I do that? Maybe. Well, just be happy if that's what you want. All right. You know what I mean? Hi, Loz. Oh my God. After doing your course 15 days ago and staying hard on my new self-concept story and story of SP, everything is changing rapidly. SP came over for the first time in 3 weeks. Oh, Emma! Oh, I'm going to screenshot that. That's amazing. Whatever you're doing is working. Keep doing it. last night, and he was so sweet, loving, and the bedroom time. I'm feeling amazing. Less intrusive thoughts. Love you so much for everything you do and giving us what we need to change our lives. Oh, wonderful, darling. Oh, that's fantastic. And I'll try and screenshot that all together so we can see it all together. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, Amber, I'm so thrilled. So what were you doing? Working through the whole course, doing what I said, working on your self-concept, focusing on you. Ah, hooray! Hit the like button, everyone. There's only 12 likes, but 88 viewers. Oh, thank you, darling. Oh, there's viewers today. Oh, there's 113 now. Although sometimes I don't like the 3D, I like how it's telling me what I need to fix. Guys, that's what it's there for. I tried to tell someone this, that your subconscious is showing you what you need to work on, and they thought I was saying, it was saying you can't manifest things. I was saying, no, dude, it's telling you what you're doing wrong. It's listening all the time. I just joined and I already know what you're talking about. Who you're talking about? Oh, okay, I already know what I'm talking about. You're on point. Hi, Anna. Last night, and oh, that's so wonderful, Amber. Hi. Where the fuck am I? Just jump massively. Feel like I'm hung up on the version of my SP was last year, always saying, I love you, making more of an effort, but he was married then. He's now divorcing, but not like he was with me before, confused, because you're suddenly feeling, look, when you feel unchosen, they can be all kinds of lovey-dovey to you and wonderful when they can't physically choose you. Now that they can physically choose you, your mind goes, oh, no, this isn't possible. They couldn't possibly love you. They couldn't possibly be choosing you, actually choosing you. You deserve guys that are married, and then they won't do it. The version of him I wanted to be the old story minus his wife. I've started feeling I deserve more from him. Yeah, well, okay, that's good, Olivia, but are you working on your I'm not chosen, I'm not prioritized, that's why I chose a guy in the first place who was married and couldn't actually physically choose me? Thoughts? That's why it's happening. Well, it's like I've been feeling insecure about how I look. I used to feel like I'm a beauty queen and I would always be treated like the most beautiful girl in the world. I don't know how to embody that again. Well, start saying you're that again, darling, and start seeing people in visualizations and in affirmations coming to you and saying, you're so pretty, you look like a beauty queen. You've always been the most beautiful girl in the world. Imagine hearing people saying that, having inner conversations, visualizations, anything that could imply you've gone back to the old you. Write a story of the old you and start visualizing yourself as the old you. And start figuring out why you've got those fearful thoughts that you're not. I was also visualizing my SP calling me and saying I'm a Halloween queen. I posted some of my recent costumes on Facebook yesterday, and a friend of mine commented that I was the queen of Halloween. Ah, you did that. What affirmations will stop my belief that if guys like me, they must be a fuckboy? Cindy, decide that's the old you. You don't attract guys like that anymore. That's the old Cindy. The old Cindy used to think that way. I don't think that way anymore. What if we believed it's blossoming into more and we feel respected and that the prioritization is the natural next step? Well, that's wonderful. That's great. Isn't that good? Isn't that what you want to think? I'm starting feeling undeserved more. Well, good, darling. Never thought she would contact me because she said she ain't interested at first. So I went to a different girl for the meantime, broke up with my friends with benefits girl last week. Oh, what's this, Morgan? Hang on. Where's the beginning of this? I missed the whole thing. Hi, Laws. My SP just texted me after 6 months no contact. She wants to see me this weekend. Oh, but you went to someone else in the meantime. Never thought she would contact me because she said she ain't interested. So I went with a different girl for the meantime, broke up with my friends and benefits girl last week. So yeah, excited to meet up with my SP this weekend. Oh, wonderful. Speaking of a sleep tape, is it okay to listen without earphones? I feel like I can't sleep with my ears. Oh my God, I'd decapitate myself if I did that. Just have it on your pillow, under your pillow, wherever you want. Hi, Loz, you mentioned liking one of Neville's books the most. Which one was it again? Thanks. It's actually, what is my Neville book? The Power of Awareness is my favorite, but it's not even in the book I've got. I don't even know how I've read it before. I must have read it online. The Power of Awareness is my favorite. But they're all wonderful. But if we already agreed to that or said we're okay with that 2 years ago, what do you suggest about messing with the 3D? I tried revising the combo like that never happened, but we still see each other. Whitney, look, you can say, I'm okay with friends with benefits 2 years ago, and all of a sudden the guy can come to you and say, I actually want you to be my girlfriend. What part of this don't you understand? It doesn't matter what you said 2 years ago about friends with benefits. It matters what you're thinking now about yourself, and they'll reflect it. It doesn't matter what you did in the 3D. It matters what you now think about you. I know in all the situations that I had friends with benefits with people, if I had had good thinking about myself, they never would have even gotten those situations in the first place. But if you change your thinking in the meanwhile, while you're in that situation, it will change. Trust me. My friend keeps getting asked for her number. I don't get triggered, but my brain goes back to the cousin story I told you about. I tried revising, but it keeps popping on my head. What else to do? I got happy for her, but then my brain brings up that my cousin tried to remind me about it. I tried revising it by saying never happened to me, or imagine I got chosen, but it still appears. It's just triggering you, darling, because you feel unchosen in 3D. So someone being chosen instead of you throws you. So revise that story as much as you can, but just identify, oh, that's why I'm feeling like this right now about this situation. That's the old me. You have done a PLR. In mine, I saw SP as my husband. What's a PLR? Oh, past life regression. Yes, it was really weird. My brother bought it for me as a birthday present when I turned 39. And I was like, what is this? I didn't know anything about what they even were. And it was the most profound experience. It was crazy. And a lot of what was shown to me is happening now or will happen in the future aligns to this, what I'm doing now. And she said it to me as I left. She said, what did she say? The things that have happened to you in your past, I know you don't want to talk about them, but they're going to help people. And it will be catastrophic, but it will help people. And I went, great. Because at the time I wasn't prepared to talk about any of this stuff. Hadn't gone through the massive therapy I've now gone through. I hadn't gone through the breakup that I went through. I hadn't gone through any of that. And so I wasn't ready to discuss my stuff. And what she said was right. And that's what I'm doing now. It's really weird. Don't get me wrong, things are going really well, but I would have done anything to be where I am today 6 months ago. Don't worry about it, darling. I've never had any doubts. I still don't, but just want to do things right. Guys, look, coulda, woulda, shoulda. I wish I knew all this when I was in my 20s. I fucking didn't. Would I have to do the course to schedule a one-to-one? Yes. Since I had a one-to-one with you in the past, yes, Pamela, because the system will pick it up, unfortunately, because you have to actually identify your fears. It'll pick up that you haven't bought the course. And it was so long ago, the call, that I won't even remember exactly what we spoke about. So you'll need to, unfortunately. That's why I kept the course affordable so that everyone could do coaching with me. I didn't want to, charge you 5 times the price because then you're paying for coaching on top of that. I don't know. I don't care. I affirm daily about a new story. Oh, I don't know. I don't cry a lot, so I know I see him better. The time really gets to me the more time passes. I know it doesn't matter though. I still want him, so I'll keep going. I like to think I'm very honest with myself. I'm no victim. I know, Dylan. That's wonderful. So look, darling, it's just old stuff playing out. That's all it is. That's why it's taking the time. That's all it is. Just put it down to that. Put it down to that. Hi, Kay. Hi, Bella Milk. Don't know how I manifested this, as I wasn't thinking hard and I had fears this would happen. Lila, I've literally no idea what you're talking about because I missed the beginning. You have to write it again. Loz, I love your expression of joy when you hear our success stories. It's so genuine because it's never changed from day one. You are definitely an authentic coach. Oh, thank you, darling. Oh, it just makes me so happy that you guys get success. Like, the fact that I'm helping you is so lovely for me. Like, the satisfaction I get when you guys are happy is like nothing I could ever explain. It's like I'm more of a gift giver than a gift receiver. Like, I like giving gifts. I always have in my life. So to me, it's like a gift I'm giving you and then you're happy. It's like someone opening a present and really loving it, you know? Hi, Loz, been consciously manifesting for over a year and feeling chosen is my main trigger. How do I get to a place to feel chosen? Just saying I'm chosen isn't getting me there. Okay, but you've got to discover why you don't feel chosen, Haley. That's what my fucking course is about. You can hollowly say, I'm chosen, I'm chosen, I'm chosen, I'm chosen forever and a day. But if you can't identify why the fuck you feel that way about yourself and go and look at that story, examine it and think, is this even true? No, these are thoughts someone put in my brain from childhood that have nothing to fucking do with me. I'm unidentifying myself from this person. Saying I'm chosen hollowly probably won't help. Go and get my course, darling, if it hasn't helped for a whole year. And it probably is not the case that you feel unchosen. It's probably something way different. And that's what my assessment's about. Because some of you are choosing the absolute wrong affirmations to say because that's not the actual problem. That's what the assessment's for. That's why people get really surprised with the results. Hi, Loz. I've been binging your videos all day. Listening to you make me feel so empowered. Oh, wonderful, man. Love that. I released the versions of me that I created just to survive. They're great. That's a great affirmation to say. I'm going to screenshot that. I released the versions of me that I created just to survive. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I might use that as like a meditation. That's amazing. I assume he feels the same as me. Can I use that, darling? That's wonderful. I assume that he feels the same as me, wants more than I want him. Say that, Dylan. Absolutely. Your feelings are always valid. It's okay. No one will feel a range of emotions. You can get through anything. You are strong and powerful. Yes, guys. Love that, Sarah. Hi, Loz. Love the course. Is it good to do affirmations in third person? It's up to you, Jillian, darling, and thank you. It's up to you. We're so happily married, or Jillian has. Would you talk to yourself like that? Jillian's such an idiot. Jillian is happy. Jillian, would you just go, I? Would the next course have all four fears together or be individually released? What if we have more than one fear to work on? So I'm going to do a big course about more advanced on what the other course was. Then after that, I'm going to have individual fear courses for if you really want to deep dive even further. Mhm. Hi, Laws. I used to listen to sleep tapes that I made and used to wake up extremely exhausted. Could the reason have been the amount of information given to the subconscious? Well, if you had way too many, it probably overwhelmed you, but also your mind's just fighting you, darling. That's why it doesn't like it, doesn't like to hear it. When you start really changing the story of yourself and of SP, will your subconscious fight you more and more? I felt like my subconscious was getting so much better and constantly, but lately the opposite is showing. Look, guys, sometimes the opposite will show up. Sometimes it's old shit playing out. Don't correlate the 3D with what you're doing. Don't be like, oh my God, I'm doing all this work, but this is showing up. Well, how long were you thinking the old shit? A lot of you would, look, this isn't evidence. This is just fiction. It's a reflection. How long did it take to show up? It's an echo world. Think of it like an echo. You go into a ravine and you go, hello, and it goes, hello, 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 hello. It's like a frisbee or boomerang, as Florence Scovel Shinn says. How long did it take for the boomerang to come back to you? When a boomerang comes back to you and you throw it, or a frisbee, you don't start going, oh my God, it's come back now. I threw it wrong. No, it's coming back because you threw it out. You know what I mean? Like a boomerang shaped like this, guys. You know what a boomerang is in Australia? An Aboriginal, it's like a fighting tool, like kill animals, right? And people use it for fun. But what it is, you throw it like that and it spins in the air and it comes straight back to you. That's the point of it. So we'll go in the air, whack a kangaroo around the neck, kill it, and come back, right? It always comes back. That's the point of the boomerang. Unfortunately, a lot of you aren't recognizing that when you sent the thought out, it always comes back. It's like a boomerang, just like Florence Scovel Shinn says. And then when they come back, some of you are fucking shocked. And they're coming back a year later and you're like, ah, but that boomerang's been spinning in the air for a fucking year and here it is, back. The kangaroo was killed 6 months ago. And you guys are freaked out by it. You thought it. Got that? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go and look up YouTube videos about boomerangs and you'll see how it comes back. That's the point. That's all your thoughts are like that. Your strong, dominant ones. Is emotionally reacting within yourself and physically reacting the same thing? No. Physically reacting out in 3D is physically reacting. Emotionally reacting, no one can see it. But I also don't recommend either. I'm not going to lie, I feel this way because of the old story / breakup with SP. And I remember how this time last year my life was perfect and I was happy with SP. I'm going to do the work to get my life back. Good, darling. Because the only person who can do it is you. And it made me see where I caused everything to crash down. I won't give up and I'm going to go day by day, as hard as it is. Stop saying it's hard because I want to have my life back and even better. Thank you for everything, Loz. Stop saying it's hard. Stop saying it's hard. Stop saying it's going to be hard. It is hard. It was hard. It's going to be hard. Not hard. Couple of nights ago, I had a recap dream of my relationships that went wrong while listening to the sleep tapes and affirming first person concept. What does my subconscious try to tell me with that dream? Listen, bitch, remember all the times you got rejected? Here's a replay, instant replay. It's trying to remind you that all this stuff you're putting in your mind is wrong and different and not the old you it knows and formed. Igno likey. That's all it means. Anxiety should not be normalized to the point where our body signals to us that we're in danger if someone doesn't text back for a bit. I know, guys, but so many of you have those kind of reactions because that's how you coped in life. Your body didn't know how else to cope. Like if I think about my anxiety and the way I used to react, I think, now thinking out loud, that I used to react in a bodily function way, like shaking or panic attacks and going silent or physically feeling a pit in my stomach because I used to keep so many secrets. And I also lived in a household where we didn't talk about our feelings, that I couldn't verbalize what I felt or reveal myself. So instead of having a reaction that was verbal, I would shake or I would go silent or I would feel sick or I would get a headache or I would pull away or I would withdraw or I would avoid because it was the coping mechanism for what I wasn't doing, which was expressing my feelings, right? It's amazing how your body copes with the way you decide to deal with things. And you can't blame your body for doing it. It was trying to help you. Like when someone used to ask me too much about me and I would have a panic attack, which actually came out as complete silence, I thought I was just being quiet. But when I went to therapy and it was pointed out to me that I was having a panic attack, I realized what my body was doing was going, danger, danger, don't say anything, keep this secret, shut up. And so it physically stopped me from talking because it was trying to protect me from revealing too much about myself, which was my biggest fear. Understand how it works? So it was trying to protect me. It wasn't trying to fuck my life up, but it would fuck my life up. But I thought, my brain thought it was doing the right thing. If you're living in the end, you will drop the thought of time. You will only be happy it's here. Exactly, Bobby. Exactly. Time doesn't matter. Wake up every day cheering and jumping up and down because you have your desire. That's lovely. Do that. Yes, go ahead. I know you're right. I've completely went the wrong way with this. Nothing. Hang on. Wrong. God damn it. That really just jumped this in. Mm, nothing like an alcoholic dad, but I think it's because my parents were both very emotionally distant. I'll go back to my self concept. Okay, well, if they're emotionally distant, darling, then isn't he being emotionally distant? So, ta da, that's what's happening. So, you've got a dominant assumption that people emotionally distance from you, and that's exactly what the guy's doing. So, what the fuck has it got to do with him? Why are you talking about him? It literally has nothing to do with him. What has happened to me with my SP, when old thoughts or 3D comes up, little contact, I just go back and reread my loving text like he texted it. I also do inner conversations. Wonderful. Like he just texted it to you. That's lovely. I got a bill that shows I crossed a red light, but I don't want to pay it. And yesterday, the postman had me sign that I received it. Do I affirm it was a mistake with the camera? Yes, darling. Just decide it wasn't you or it was someone else, or they forgive you, or you don't have to pay it. Whatever outcome would be the outcome you want. Aussie, I'm affirming against my two top fears, which are both 40%, fears 1 and 2. Should I mainly focus on those and the course correct? My thoughts using it? Yes. I took the questions that stood out the most and flipped those and made them my affirmations. I made 3 for each. That's wonderful, darling. Absolutely. And if you're only getting 40%, that means you're already working on those fears anyways. That's really good. Shows you're already progressing. Some people get like 95%, 90%, sorry. I recorded a loop affirmation, which I previously made. I listen to it when I do my workouts in the morning. I've been looping it until I memorized and became automatic to me when I think about my SP. Oh, that's wonderful, Morgan. Are you doing that? That's why it worked. Oh, that's great. Part 2, stepmom made me feel unaccepted. I need to be reassured to not feel rejected. I fear seeming too needy. I fear him moving on. I know he loves me and desires me. He would be with me if third party disappears. No, it's got nothing to do with the third party, Sandra. Why the fuck are you complaining about the third party in my chat? Sandra, you just said your problem and then you blamed it on the third party again. Read what you just said. Your stepmom made you feel unaccepted. I need to feel reassured you're not going to be rejected. That's about you. So a third party came along to show you that you're getting rejected, to prove the point that everything you believe about yourself, that you're going to get rejected and not reassured and not accepted, is true. Here she is, like your stepmom, proof that that's true, and you're blaming her. Let me give you the tip right now. If you keep blaming that third party for your problems, she might disappear and he still won't choose you because you still feel unaccepted and rejected, regardless of who the fuck comes along. Have you watched me before? You sound like you've never in your whole life watched my videos. It's nothing to do with her. And if she disappears, fuck all's going to happen. You know the amount of girls, I'll just give you the tip here, in my life that I know had situations where there were third parties, either wives or girlfriends. They thought the girl was the problem. When the girl finally left, the guy never chose them. And they'd spent years waiting for this guy to leave the wife, leave the girlfriend. Next minute, he's like, I'm single. And guess what he does? Goes on Tinder and plays the field. And the girl's like, oh, it wasn't to do with the third party. It's to do with them choosing a person who essentially won't choose them in the first place. Fucking hell, because they feel unchosen. Sandra, please go and watch my videos. Should I cut him out unless he chooses me? Oh, wow, you've never watched me in your whole life, have you? He treats me great. We have been intimate lately, or keep being his friend while living in the inn. 1 year has passed just as friends. I fear losing him completely. So you will, Sandra. You're fearing you're going to lose him, so you're keeping him sweet by sleeping with him as a friend, not getting what you want, not being chosen, treated like shit while there's a third party, and then you wonder why any of this is happening to you. Please go and watch my videos. I can't help you because you're fucking lost as hell. This is all to do with you. It literally has nothing to do with him. All the situationship you got yourself in, all the sleeping together, all the intimacy, all the third party. Nothing, 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 nothing. You fucking all said what the problem is. You feel unaccepted. You need to be reassured. You feel too needy. You fear he's going to move on. So what's it got to do with him? You need to stop thinking people are going to move on. Stop thinking you're going to get rejected. Stop thinking you're not going to be accepted. Stop thinking you need reassurance. Stop thinking you're too needy. That's the problem. You need my course. Because out of all the people in here today, you sound like you've never watched me in your whole life. Maybe you haven't. First of all, I want you to go to my playlist here called Manifest a Specific Person. And I want you to watch it from the very first one that I ever posted all the way to the top and then come back to me on the next live next week. In the meantime, if you can get my course, I highly recommend it because you sound extremely lost as to what to do here and why it's happening. And you can cut him out all you fucking like. He won't choose you. He can't choose you until you feel chosen. Cutting out, rejecting, sleeping with him, not sleeping with him, running around with your own views on your head, it literally doesn't matter what you do. It's what you're thinking that matters. What are you thinking? You're unchosen. What are you thinking? You get rejected. What are you thinking? You won't be accepted. What are you thinking? You're too much. So you will be. I know I'm being harsh, but you sound like you've never in your whole life watched a single thing I've ever made. And if you have not been listening. I live in the end being married to SP, but lately I've been imagining my engagement party. Is that okay? I'm confusing my brain. Well, you could still know what your engagement party was like when you married, couldn't you? Live back. Oh, remember our engagement party was so much fun. Everyone got so pissed. God, those photos are so funny. Wouldn't you be imagining it? Do it. What affirmation can I say when SP is out and my doubts come back to where he really is? To where he really is. Maybe he's really with his friends. Maybe he's really just having a drink. Maybe he's really just playing pool with his mates. Maybe you've just got a whole lot of trust issues. He's not really doing anything. Fuck me. Alicia, did you have parents who cheated or someone abused you? What the fuck's going on there? He's really just out with his mates. He's really just out. That's what he's really doing. But you're coming up with a whole lot of scenarios. That's about you. I can trust people I love with my heart. He's not really doing anything. That's me. I'm dreaming up a whole lot of bullshit that isn't actually happening. Why am I doing that? Oh, that's because it's due to my childhood. And I've really got to fucking change his thinking because I'm going to screw this up by thinking he's really doing something else. I'm doing that. That's what you need to affirm. Can I affirm that my SP is annoyed by the third party or should I just ignore the third party being around? Do you really want me to answer that question? Guys, when I say don't focus on them, what do you think I mean? Oh, but I'm just going to focus on the fact that he's annoyed by her. I'm going to keep her in my reality, even though Loz says absolutely 100% never focus on the bitch. Oh, I'm just going to do it anyway because I can't stop thinking about it because I'm so annoyed about her because I'm blaming everything on her, even though Loz tells me to go back to my childhood and figure out what my self-concept issues are that actually allowed a third party to come in the first place. So ignoring her or not ignoring her or thinking he's annoyed with her or not annoyed with her is literally going to make no difference because I haven't fixed me. It's all me. The problem's me. But apparently the problem's the third party. Please go and listen to that Taylor Swift song about I'm the problem, it's me. Some of you really aren't getting this. What's that song called? Just Bought Your Course, Loz. Oh, Whitney, wonderful, darling. Great. It'll help you, I promise. Hi, Loz. My story of living in the end is to be married to SP and visualize and affirm, but I also want to celebrate occasions with him like Christmas. Is it okay to also visualize or affirm for this? Well, wouldn't you be doing that if you're married? What would your married Christmas be like? Giving each other gifts in the morning, looking at your ring while you unwrap your present. Incorporate that into your visualization. Wouldn't you be having Christmas together? Of course you would. Where do I click to like the live? Oh, where the little thumbs up is doing at the top. I found where we celebrate with others, it gives us hope and know that others will celebrate when it happens to us. Yes, yes, with the success stories, yes. Do we have to hear every word of the sleep tape or just have it super low? I have it so low that only dogs can hear it, where we don't hear it very clearly. Guys, I can, if I have a sleep tape on, in the morning I can't even hear it and I have to really concentrate and then I can hear it. Yes, I changed my self-concept affirmations, went back through the course and changed those and flipped my thoughts. And for whispering, I stare at his pic and I think what I want him to think of me. So sorry, something to work. Oh, you got to go to work. Oh, that's wonderful, Amber. So that's what you did. Change your self-concept affirmations, went back through the course and changed those and flipped your thoughts and whispering and stare at his picture. Oh, that's wonderful. What you want him to think of you. That's great, darling. Forgot to number my messages. Here's number 2. Well, hang on, Kat. Where's the beginning one? Where do I click to like the live? She cut all contact and I was devastated. I have body image issues, but working on self-concept. What's your opinion on my self-concept? Haven't got your course yet, but will. If they cut all contact, darling, and you've got body issues, you've got a deep core wound of feeling like you're going to be rejected because you're not enough as you are, and therefore they'll reject you, like cut all contact or block you because you deep down feel like something's wrong with you. So they'll literally treat you like something's wrong with you and just block you or disappear. So you've got to change that thinking about yourself, and then people won't act that way. They won't continue to do what you anticipate, which is being rejected. Got it? The course will help, I promise. Who was the past life regression therapist? Are they in Perth? No, my brother went to one in Perth and she recommended a lady in Kent in the UK because I was living in the UK at the time. My brother bought it through this lady in Kent and gave me the present, or did he give me the money and gave me the lady's number? And she was in Kent. And she was associated with this woman in Perth. I have no idea what the woman in Perth's name was. And my brother's past life regression took like 8 hours and mine took an hour. I think it's 8 hours, 6 hours. Well, I never told you this, but I manifested you offering me a job. I know, Izzy. I will get, is this Isabel Payne? I will get back to you, darling. I promise. There's a whole lot of things I'm doing at the moment, getting back to people, and you're the next person. Okay. I've just got to get a handle on what's happening next week with the group and stuff. And I promise you're next. Okay. I know I keep saying that. SP texted me, good morning, babe. And old thoughts popped in my head, tried affirming through it, still finding those thoughts. Marie, why are you reading bad things into morning, babe? That's wonderful. Keep that all good meaning, darling. Hi, Loz. I try living in the end. I'm married and separated. My husband works in a different country now for work. He isn't coming home much. I believe and think that we're still together, but I would like to come home more so we can see each other. The last time he was here almost a month ago, we didn't find or talk about anything. Should I still go to the end and firm contact more or him coming home more? Just imagine you having a wonderful marriage where he is home, darling, right? I also try and give everything good movement. He barely texts me except for business-like things, and he puts photos and stuff in the group chat where our kids were so I can see them. Okay, so you've got a real dominant story that you're not the priority in his life, only your kids are, and he's only sticking around for the kids, and he doesn't love you and doesn't want you and doesn't want in the marriage. Where are you getting that from? What in you makes you feel like he won't love you or give you what you want? Were you not given the love you need as a kid? Did your dad abandon you? Were your parents always working away or focused on their work and they weren't around a lot? How is this eventuated? How have you manifested this? As soon as you change that thinking about you, he will start to change. You can focus on you and them together all you like, but what's the self-concept issue that's even caused this? You haven't identified that yet. So what happened to you as a kid? Tell me. Well, does the course tell us what to do after we've discovered our main fears, like how to approach them? I want you to go back to the assessment, keep the window open and take every assessment fear statement that rung true for you and turn them into affirmations and focus on those, then use them in the news story, use them in sleep tapes, use them. And then there's more after that you have to do. SP started being distant after my 10-day visit, so I didn't say much about it for days. Today I waited for him to reach out and it was noon and nothing. And then I had an emergency and I reached out and he wouldn't answer. So I got upset. Then he got mad, was not wanting to talk to me. This makes me think he is cheating like before. Well, then he will be, Natalie. We're long distance. Makes me think I should move on. I don't know what to do, Lois. Natalie, you can move on. You'll just find another cheater. So hang on. How did you manifest a cheater in the first place? How did you end up with a long distance relationship in the first place and a cheater? Long distance normally occurs sometimes because you feel like someone's not going to be there for you, or you get rejected, or you never get what you want. That's how you end up in long distance, just by the way. You think this is all I deserve, so you just end up with long distance, or you feel like they're going to distance from you, so they do, and they move away long distance. And then how did you end up with cheaters? So in your life, was there a cheater in your household, or trust issues or abuse? So you can fill out with him all you like. He's literally reflecting you. Have you watched me before? You sound like you haven't. Go back and watch all the videos in my Manifest a Specific Person playlist and get back to me next week, because you're not understanding how you've caused this. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm saying it's causation. That's how manifestation works. How did you cause a situation where you're not together in the 3D and then you feel like he's going to cheat? What happened to you as a kid where you can't trust him? Something. That's what you need to fix. Say, I can trust the people I love with my heart now. I know now they're never going to hurt me. He would never hurt me. That's the old him. That's the old me. That's a good way of looking at it, the boomerang. Thank you so much. Okay. Just bought the course. I feel chosen by everyone and everything in life except SP. Oh, darling, once you do the course, you'll feel so much better. Okay. That's wonderful, darling. You bought it. So how do I look at it? So the old story playing out after a year and still not have self-concept. I think that's why I got upset. You got upset by mourning babe. Marie, for real, you got upset by that. Why? That's great. Why are you reading into the negative on something really positive? It's that doom and gloom Albanianness fucking rearing its ugly head again. You'll be invited to a lot of weddings when we all get married to our husbands. Yes! Well, there were already 3 engagements and a marriage in 1 month. I think it was September or whatever month it was. John Johnson got married, and then there were 3 engagements that month. It was crazy. I started shaking today when I realized my SP was back home from his trip. We live in the same building. I thought it was so weird and tried to tell myself to stop freaking out, but I don't get it. Well, because you were nervous, because you were worried, because you were anticipating something. Investigate that. Yes, both my father. We were in the military and he had to go to Korea. Okay. So that's how you've ended up. Okay. So Natalie, don't you understand that if you had, I think I've not chosen an abandonment issues, which I keep working on with my self-concept, been working on it for over a year. So how you got yourself in a situation where the person you love is distant physically from you in another country is because your dad, the person you love the most, was like that. So your brain equates love with distance. Like the person you love the most is never there. So did your mum fear that your dad, while he was in Korea, was cheating? I bet you she did. So you're just playing out your childhood with this guy. So what's breaking up with him going to do? How's that fixing in your brain your shit about your dad living in Korea? I'm breaking up with you because when I was a child, my dad lived in Korea. That's what you're basically doing when you break up with them, guys. And they're going, fuck's that got to do with me? You understand? When I was a child, I was abused. And I'm blaming you for all the horrible men in my life. They're going, what? So, guys, you've got to understand when you do something in the 3D that's to do with your self concept, that's how nuts it looks to them. They're going, okay. You're not saying it, but that's what you're doing. You're blaming them for your past. My dad and mum were always together. Okay. Now that was me and my SP. Okay. So, okay. So your dad wasn't in Korea. I thought you said your dad was in Korea. We were in the military and he had to go to Korea. Yes, both my father. I don't really understand what you're saying. Both your father, what, and Charlie? SP cheated on me in Korea. Okay, so when he went to Korea, did you anticipate he'd cheat? You were worried he'd cheat, so he did. But where are you getting that fear from? That's what you need to identify, darling. Or break up with him if you can't possibly see him differently. Guys, if they've cheated and you can't see them as a guy you can trust, what do you want me to say to you? Oh, yeah, it's all going to work out even though you're never going to be able to trust this guy because you can't trust him because you've got a story that he's a fuckboy or he's a cheater. You hold that story, they'll turn up the same. Get rid of the story, they won't. It's up to you, darling, what you do. What's this, Leonie? Hi, Loz. Was listening to you while driving home. You mentioned the way your body reacted in anxiety is so familiar to me. I go silent if someone yells at me or gets upset with me. I've been affirming that I don't upset anyone. Mhm. I'll shake if someone yells at me. I feel physically sick. If I even have a confrontation with someone online, I feel sick. Mhm. I think I've not chosen either one. I do give everything good meaning. He told me he was going to tell our kids we where he was in September and was going to move all his things out, and he hasn't. I tell myself he doesn't want to. Well, that's good, darling, but well, are you working on your self concept? This is still about him. I still haven't heard about you yet. Oh, okay. My real dad abused my mum, and my stepdad, I believe, loves me but never said it and would buy me things. My husband wants a divorce and isn't there here and gives me money to pay for our home but doesn't come home. So the way you were showing love was being bought things. So now your husband's doing the same thing. But your dad was never really there for you or gave you the love. So your husband's not really there for you physically, not giving you the love, but buying you things, just like your stepdad did. So the way your brain equates love is when someone loves you, they're not really here or they don't really give you the love, you just get stuff. So you've got to stop that thought, stop that story, change that story. The people I love are always here for me. They spend all their time with me. They're giving and affectionate and loving to me now. And they don't just give me things, they give me love and time and affection and they prioritize me. Oh my God, Natalia's story just me up. What's this long distance? And I had no idea. Guys, look, that's how you're getting long distance. They'll either be married, have a girlfriend, just out of a divorce. Long distance is something where you're not getting what you want. No, I was asking how do you look at the 3D as old story playing out after a year plus us not getting frustrated? You just got to look at it like that, Marie. You just got to not read into it so much. You just got to not think it's him. You got to think this is me. This is me. This is me. I'm the problem. It's me. It's like Scooby Doo. They take the mask off and it was him all along. It's you, darling. The old story is you. Loz, it's hard for me to let go of anger towards my SP. You've helped me a lot though. Oh, good, darling. Well, try because otherwise you're fucked. Mhm. Don't mean to scare you, but like, how do you expect that's going to work? Gonna be a really fucked marriage. Be like my parents' marriage. Loz, is there a special password email for the assessment section of the course? Yes, guys, there is a link when you get to the assessment page and the password that goes with it. The link and the password is written in the instructions on that module page. Okay. All right, guys, what are we going to call this one? Long distance fears. What else could we call it? You're the problem, it's you. I'm the problem, it's me. Hmm. I need to hear that. Thanks. I thought I was doing the work, but I wasn't changing my thinking. I still have the same fears. I'm so used to it that I didn't notice my own way of thinking is messed up. Well, good, Sandra, because fuck me. It's literally got nothing to do with him. Hmm. Thank you. Okay, got it, guys. It's hard for me to be consistent and affirming, keeping the positive thought, but I don't know how to get rid of triggers and my insecurities and fear. Well, because you're saying it's hard, because you're saying you can't be consistent, because you're saying you're triggered, because you're saying you're insecure, because you're saying, guys, aren't you? Look, so many of you, let me just end with this because this is the biggest problem, I think, with so much of what you've already learned and what so many people aren't teaching you. Your subconscious mind outpictures what you're thinking knowingly or unknowingly, whether you want it to or not. And it always has been. And some of you have discovered manifestation. And then you're thinking new thoughts, you're affirming, you're visualizing, great. But you're still running the old tape that was still there before, and then you're wondering why things are fucking up. And you're saying things like, I'm insecure, my affirmations aren't working. Where is it? I'm inconsistent. I'm trying to affirm, but I can't. Things aren't working out. And then you're going, everything's working out for me. I'm so chosen. I'm so wanted. Oh, things aren't working out. I'm still insecure. This isn't working. And then you're wondering why this isn't working. You've built a fire. You've got the firewood. You've got the kindle. You've made the little fire, and then you come along with a huge bucket of water and gone, "Pfft," And then you're wondering why the fire went out. Stop doing that. It's me. It's always me. Yes, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to go. You can watch this back, and I'll be live later this week on TikTok and then on Facebook Friday. Come and join our challenge. We've got the Money is Everywhere challenge starting today in the Facebook group, the free Facebook group. Come and join it. It's subconscious laws. Just make sure you answer the questions. And if you want to get on my laws letter out tomorrow, which is juicy tidbits and truth bombs in your inbox every Wednesday, get your put your email when you join the group, and also you can get my free mini manifestation course, and your email will go through to me there, and you get on the laws letter. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me. And if you want my self-concept course, it's at subconsciouslaws.com, and that's where the mini course is too, the free one. All right, guys, see you later. Bye.